up, YouTube? Welcome to Super TV. If you're new to the channel, man, do your boy a favor. Let's get 2K before New Year. Y'all help run it up. We got a couple more days. Y'all can do it. Bro, today we're not going to be reacting to music. We're going to check this. Let's check this out. It's a very nice debate that somebody told me. Let me do part of it. It's kind of long. It's 2 hours. So we ain't going to be able to do everything. I'm just going to pick like a part of it and let's watch it together. Modern woman mindset and how they want to be treated. Listen.
It's not about the fucking car. It's about something larger than that. It's about making him feel like he's a man again and that he's in charge.
A woman shouldn't have to make a man feel like a man.
You're sitting here going, I'm an autonomous female. I can fucking like that. But what are you doing? You're damaging the psyche of the man who's trying to love you. Is it worth it for a fucking car?
What do you mean by loving? Can we break it down? Tate, can we break it down? Does loving mean that you listen to what I have to say and also think about what I want and not just what you want?
It's not about
Is that what loving means? If that's it, I can subscribe to that. But I'm not going to subscribe to sit down and you have to sit down.
It's not about that.
I'm a grown-ass.
She's taking it wrong. I can tell she was raised by a single parent right there. I can tell she was raised under no discipline right there. The way she talks, you can even see her tone. She have anger issues. She was raised by a single parent, bro. I can tell. When you see them talk like that, just know they came from a single house. They don't even have no damn relationship with their mom. That's the worst part. They don't happy with their daddy. That's the worst part.
This woman, I pay my own bills and you're going to tell me what to do?
That's fine. But it gets to a point.
If paying your own bills make you happy, keep paying your own bills. Keep paying your own bills. Ain't nobody tell you not to pay your own damn bills.
It's to a point where you have to sit and analyze the scenario you're in and try and realize and pick your battles. And I'm telling you, you may not realize it, but a man does a whole bunch of shit for you that you don't know. He's watching the shows you want to watch. He's listening to you talk gossip about the girls at work. He's fucking going, yeah, I like that dress, that dress. He doesn't give a fuck about any of it. He's doing it for you.
See, that's
but the second it's back the other way, you have some fucking issue with autonomy.
Right. He's right. Listen, he's right because women talk nonsense for a long time. And they say like, yeah, babe, you're right. Yeah, babe, can't believe she did that. It's true, babe. Oh, yeah, that show is good. Yeah, babe. Yeah, it's true. You become a
I agree. Men do a lot, but women do a lot too. As much as if my man caters to me, I will do anything to make him happy. If he says, "Oh, babe,"
if he caters to me, I would. It's conditional. It's conditional.
I like this meal. I will make sure I can cook it for him because guess what? He actually cares about what I want as well. You can't just have a one-way relationship.
It's not one way. I'm just saying. I'm just commenting. I'm just saying, if I was a woman and I had to make a man as attracted to me as possible, my goal would be to give that man status and make him feel good about himself. And I would be very, very careful talking too much about life experiences or opposing views, not because he's out to oppress me, not because he's an evil, horrible person, but because he's trying to find somebody with a similar life view. He's trying to find somebody he can...
What y'all say y'all have problem with this man for? What y'all say on the Tate did? Why y'all have problem with him? What happened? Y'all don't miss.
Can show the world to, trying to find somebody he can feel like he can teach things to. That's how you get the best out of a man. I'll tell you now, you get the best out of a man.
That's why I got Clementine.
No, but if you go into a man's room when he's playing video games, and he's playing video games, and you say, all you do is play video games, and you nag him, he'll play video games. If you walk in there and go, you know what, you're so smart, I've seen you do so many amazing things, and you said so many amazing things, why do you waste your time playing video games? You could show me so much. Now you're going to get him off the fucking console.
Yeah.
I know it's an ego play. I know your old girls are like, why should I have to do that? There's a lot of things
because it tells you look pretty in the...
It costs you nothing.
It's because you win. It's because in the end you win. You talk about why should I have to do that? Well, why should you have to work hard in the gym to get six-pack? Because you win. That's the game. It's actually, men are so simple. We are so simple, and the truth is, women know it. This is what's amazing. Women pretend they're confused. You're not confused. You know. You're just egos are in the way, and society's telling you something else, and you just fucking refuse to be agreeable, nice people.
So,
and then you wonder why men have this fucking problem marrying you.
Wait, I
have a question. No, agreeable is being nice.
Wait. So I have a question for the girls. So imagine you're dating a guy. Okay, and it's your birthday, and for your birthday, he gets you, let's say, a $500 gift. Okay. And you're happy, right? It's thoughtful. It's specific to you. Then you found out last year he got his ex-girlfriend an entire birthday party.
Ooh.
How does that make you feel? He did the most. He rented out the nicest hotel in London. He got her everything she wanted the year before.
Me not care.
You don't care at all?
I don't really care. As long as he's making me happy.
Okay,
you don't.
We're
different. Care. We're different people too.
Yeah.
It's a different relationship, and maybe like, you know, he bought her flowers every day, 365 days a year, and he didn't do that for me. It's like, well, if that's what makes her happy, he's gonna do what makes her happy.
Exactly.
I mean, I get the angle. What you're saying is like, oh, he did all that for her. Why am I not good enough? But the second you compare yourself, you lose.
Yeah.
And I agree. But I'm just saying that's how men look at like your past is like basically like you've given it for free.
So here's my question to that, because all right, I love like everything we're talking about. Okay, so to all of the viewers out there, including myself, right? You live life. There's gray area. You live and you fucking learn, right? So where the fuck do we go from here? So do I play the shame game where everybody walks away a fucking loser? Because I can do that. I've beat myself up my entire life for every decision I've ever made. Right? It got me nowhere. No. So I value myself. I see the world differently through a series of events, right? So what the fuck comes next? Because that's where I'm confused, right? Because I'm not, it's like, if it's not like gifted to you, like even in your situation, like your dad provided you a life that like so many people would kill for. Like, you know what I mean? So that's why it's like, it sucks, because the reason I hate these conversations is because it's never about like empathy. Do I understand the scales and how someone may view you for this, that, and
She's talking about empathy, like we should feel empathy for what she have done. No, you're a grown woman. You choose all those decisions. You decided to go around and go around the whole state and do what you want to do, thinking when you come out here and say, I did this, people go feel, nobody care about that. What you have to do is get a therapy, go get help, grow up, and then you teach the younger generation about what you did is not good for them to act different. It's not coming here talking about
the third. Okay, but moving forward, then what? So, okay, so I'm just gonna, like I said, make it about myself. I'm 30, single, mom. My fucking checkered past is all over Instagram. You know what I mean? I have people like you. She's a hoe. She's literally known for this.
That's how it goes for women.
So what would be your advice to people like me then?
But I don't believe in grey area. I believe black and white. So
okay, well that's unfortunate because there's grey.
I don't believe in grey area.
There's gray. There's gray in life.
Do you know what? To answer, wait, I'm going to answer your question. I mean, I just think there's consequences for your decisions, and I just think like my best advice would be to like lower your standards. Like that, because I just think there's going to be consequences for putting, you know, promiscuous stuff on the internet.
Okay.
And that stuff never go away, bro. Once you put it out there on the internet, you can go back and delete it. Somebody already screenshot it. Somebody already saved it. It's already there. Millions of people have seen it already within 1 minute. She's speaking facts right here. Just take an L. Take an L. Accept it.
You probably won't get the type of guy that you could have got at 22.
Do you know what, sister?
It wasn't meant to be then.
Do you know what I'll tell you? I would say...
What? It wasn't meant to be then? She says? She's not even trying... Like, what? Cause y'all see how... Oh, see, females say this all the time. Yeah, if then it wasn't meant to be. If you were mine, you're gonna be mine. It don't work like that. It doesn't work like that, bro.
Because I'm 30 and I'm single out of a situation that actually is not because I was a hoe and I was doing whatever. People can't call me that. I made it by decision to be with somebody that hurt me a lot, and I stayed for 5 years. I came out super late. And do you know what I realized? What I learned is that I know now that I have to be selective and I have to think. If me taking longer to get to that stage is what it takes, then that's what it takes. You accept your future, you accept everything with gratitude, because as long as you're breathing, that's the most important thing. At least you've got your child. I am not afraid because I know the quality of woman that I am. I know my value regardless of whether I'm 30, 40, 50. Yeah. Do Do you understand? So you don't be afraid by other people's time limits and limitations and all of these things, because it actually doesn't matter. And I'll tell you why.
No, but your value goes down as you get older.
That's according to you.
No, but I'm saying to men, and you have to understand your buyer.
I'll tell you why. Because since Mr. Andrew Tate explained something about status, I understand very well what that actually means. And as a woman, the quality and the value that I hold for myself is actually the kind of value and quality that a man will appreciate the status it will bring to him.
What, you're 30? When you start going 35? Nope. Those qualities is out for either a man that he don't lose his wife, that he's 60, that he don't need no more kids, that he just want to travel or live life, or just need somebody to talk to. You're not getting no man at 30 that want kid, that don't have family yet. Because as a woman, once you hit 35, bro, it start getting hard for you to even carry a baby. It start getting risky for you to even carry a baby. Yes, you can hit 35 looking good, because when y'all hit 35, that's when y'all get your senses. That's when your senses start coming in. And then now y'all want to start acting all respectful, all these humbleness, all of that. But at that time, it's like, that's your falling stage already. Your climax don't pass. That's your falling stage.
Him whether or not I'm a virgin, because I've worked on myself to be a woman of quality and substance. I respect myself and I handle myself as such, okay? And that is the way that you're going to actually overcome all of these bad mistakes that you've made, because who you are right now actually will make a difference if you stick to it and if you mean it and if you've always been that way. There's always another story for everybody. It doesn't matter. You'll be fine.
Do you know what
just got somebody that's more emotionally mature.
Do you know what I would have said to you?
What are you about to say, Andrew? Because you just started speaking up.
I was going to say...
Andrew, she said.
Andrew, I want to hear. I really, because you've been through a lot in your life. I like when she told me that you were going to be on and we were going to be on this panel together. I started watching a bunch of your videos, and it really was like there's so much that you have been through, which is why you have a well of wisdom, right? And the difference between me and you is that you're glorified for it, and I am burned at the stake for every.
Cause you're a horn. That's what females don't get, bro. Your body as a female is like a temple, bro. You don't just let anything come on that. You don't just let anything approach that. And y'all fail to understand that. And y'all feel like, cause a man does it, I can do it. No, it don't work like that. Y'all female judge men going forward to their future. Y'all don't judge men according to their past. Men judge female according to their past. So to a man is looking at a whole like, oh man, god damn, bro, I don't want that. Everybody don't get that. It's the same way like you females not gonna get married to a Potiphar. That's how we look at you guys, so I'm being disgusted.
Everything that I've been through. And it's so funny because people have always said that we were two sides of the same coin, as far as like, well, if Andrew Tate gets banned, Brittany Renner should get banned, because we are all about accountability and fucking truth, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you've been through a lot. I've been through a lot. I'm seen as used goods. You're seen as a high value man. Yep. So if you're me, then what? What's next?
Yeah, it's really interesting. And it's interesting you make that observation, and you are correct. That's the difference between the masculine and the feminine. It's unfair. I guess the world's not fair, but that's the difference between the masculine and the feminine. Men are respected for going through things and surviving, and women are the complete opposite. They're shamed for going through things and surviving. If you look at women, love scars on men for a reason. He's gone through something.
They're war wounds.
Yeah, men don't want a chick covered in scars. I'll say this right now, that a woman, the more trauma she goes through, the more masculine she naturally becomes. And if you were to give me my ideal woman, I would not have wanted her to have a hard life and a bunch of trauma. I like the idea of her having a soft feminine life and being a soft person, and I can take care of her and protect her. Whereas as a man, to be a good man, you need to have been through a bunch of trauma, because if you haven't been through trauma as a man, you're a weakling. You have to have been through a bunch of shit. So the masculine and the feminine is a very interesting point there. As for I don't know your history. I don't know the past, but we can just talk in generalizations in regards to
people like me, I guess, under the same umbrella. It doesn't have to be personal.
I don't know any of it, but we'll give generalizations. One of the main reasons that men are scared of a female with history is because it makes the man insecure. And scared dogs bite. So this is why men will snap or get angry quick, or they'll bring up your if you get an argument with him, he'll bring up your history, whatever. But a lot of it is insecurity. And it's not insecurity because the man is insecure. The woman, the female paradigm in society convinces men, any man who says anything, you're insecure. It's not insecure in that way. It's insecure in a very realistic, logical way. Like I was saying earlier, she's had a lot of life experience. Let's be honest. Am I the richest guy she's ever had? No. Am I the most famous guy she's ever had? No. Am I the best looking guy she's ever had? No. Like, what's keeping her here? And then part of it comes down to, well, am I second place? If she could do better, would she do better? Like, there's a whole bunch of insecurity involved. And that's where tiny things, like I know it sounds like dumb shit, tiny things about the favorite car brand become more important than ever, right? It's your job as a woman, regardless of how much sexual history you've had or what guy you're with, etc. It's your job as a woman to make your man feel secure in the fact and make him feel like a man, like Auntie was saying, make him feel like the man no matter what he does, so that he feels like you really truly believe he's the best choice for you on the planet. That's your job to do. Now, if you've had a checkered past, that's perhaps more difficult. You need to be more tactful with it, more tactical about it. But you have to achieve the same result. You have to do the exact same thing, right? So, yeah. It's easy for me if I get a 21-year-old virgin from some village in Slovakia and I'm multimillionaire Andrew Tate. Of course, it's a very easy. She's never had better. She'll never get better. She's never been anywhere. Boom, boom, easy one, right? But like you said, the world's not so idealistic. The reality is that people have had relationships, et cetera, et cetera. But a man is happiest in the relationship when he feels like man of the house and when he truly feels like you believe he's the best man that you could possibly ever get and have ever gotten. Because a man is jealous. I'll tell you something. I used to say this to girls as like a joke. And I used to say, truth and jest. I used to say, no, I say it as a joke. I say, you cheated on me before I met you. And she'd be like, what do you mean? I didn't even know you. It's like, yeah, you fucked that guy before I even knew you. You cheated on me. And they used to laugh, whatever. But that's how men think. That's the male mind. Like, I love you. And you've been fucked by who? But I didn't know you. I don't care if you knew me. You should have waited. What do you mean? But that's the male mind. So he is in competition with all of your exes and all of your lifestyle and all the things you've done permanently. And it's down to you as a woman to sit there and go, how do I make him secure in himself and secure in his masculinity and make him believe that investing in me is still worthwhile because I still truly value him, despite the fact that I could do X, Y, Z. I hope that gives some clarity, but that's the answer.
So how do you know what I would have said? I would have said, for anybody in that situation, come off social media and just raise your child. So the person who meets you's got nothing to. Like, I never knew you. I never knew who you were because I've never heard of you before. So when I spoke to you, by the way the way you're saying like what's on the internet, let me just say, you're a nicer person than what you sound like what you perceive to be. Mm-hmm. Like you were saying, that Pearl's got, she's a whore, and I've heard the name, but I don't know anything about you. And I was saying that if you didn't have nothing on social media about your checkered past, and you met somebody the same way how I met you and I conversed and I got to know you, is the same way that they would.
Yeah, and it is interesting, and it's also back to the masculine and feminine, right? Because I'm all over the internet, and supposedly I'm misogynist and I'm evil and all this crap, right? But if I meet a girl, even if she disagrees with me, in fact, I'll say this. I've never, ever met a single female who's ever come up to me and disagreed with me. Every woman comes up to me and loves what I says. But let's imagine I met this imaginary girl. She was sitting with me. And if I were to have a 10-minute conversation with her, by the time I explain the level to which they tried to destroy me, how they tried to freeze all my bank accounts, raise illegal charges against me, put me in jail for things I didn't do, put a travel ban, take my passport, all this garbage. By the time I explain how hard they tried to hurt me and failed, she'll want me. Because she'll be like, you can't kill this guy. And that's going to be it. Like, you say a bunch of shit I don't like, but you know what? You're the man. So it is about experience, and it is different. And that's a really good point about social media. Social media amplifies all of this shit. It amplifies all these problems. Everything we're discussing, everything we've discussed back to the beginning, from status to promiscuity to your past, it's all social media. Without social media, a lot of it goes away.
Yeah. And I think that's why me and my man last so long, is that he doesn't do social media, and there's nothing on there about me.
I feel like, to answer your question too, because I have had people say that as a solution, and it's like, you can run, but you cannot hide from the truth. Mm-hmm. And I have shared why my voice has been so impactful and will continue to be impactful is because I have put myself out there and I have been punished for being honest. So it's like, I have been given a platform and a voice for a reason. Mm-hmm. Even sitting down in this conversation thinking there's not one person I'm probably going to agree with and probably going to want to leave. Mm-hmm. I've been called here for a reason. So it's like I can't go against what is in my heart and what I am coded to be. And that's why I feel like it's important for me to sit here and represent people who feel like me, because it's like I don't want to say I didn't choose. I don't even want to say that. I just feel like I don't see a lot of women under my umbrella who feel the way that I feel. I don't see opinions shared that would be worded the way that I feel. Nothing. I feel like a lot of my thoughts are very unique, and it's kind of scary because I have been through different things. I see the world in a different place, and when I even speak online, people think I'm fucking speaking Swahili.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I know exactly what you're saying, and you're making good points, and it's just, I think that regardless of whether. Like, we're talking about different positions. I compare everything to chess. I know it's annoying. We're looking at different positions on the chessboard, but the rules are still the same, right? Okay. No matter how bad your position is or how good your position is, you're still trying to achieve the same objectives. And you want the man to get high status, and you want the man to feel secure in himself. And I think it's very difficult. I can only talk from the male perspective because I am a man. It is very difficult. If I were to meet a woman who I liked very much, but she had X whatever, past whatever. My concerns would be, how do I know that I'm still the number one? How do I know I'm most important in her life, especially if I don't measure up in certain key metrics? And two, the second thing that's most
women going to say that's your problem. You're being insecure. That's number one word that come out of their mouth, bro. They don't even want to understand. They don't even want to hold themselves accountable for what they've done, what they say you are insecure. They want to blame you first. That makes them happy.
Scary for men is we understand that men are constantly after what we have. Like, your inboxes are all full. Like, they may not be with guys you want to reply to, but guys are still trying to get it. That's the male life. The male life is people are trying to take everything from me. And that's very scary. And you have to make your man really believe like that's impossible. If a man truly believes that nobody can take you from him, he's going to love you in a different way. You can give me 2 carbon copies of the same chick. But one I think might cheat in the right circumstances, and one I know no matter what would never leave me. The love I'll feel for this one is a different planet to the love I feel for this one, even though they're the same person, right? Because that's every man's biggest fear is a woman cheating or leaving, because there's something visceral and something different about it. I know I talk things and I say men can do things and women can't and all this stuff, but like if a woman cheats on a man, that hurts the man at a level that it doesn't hurt the woman if the man cheats on her. It's different. It's different biologically. It's different evolutionarily. Like, that's what men used to fight and die over. Ooh. You talk to my chick. You look at my chick. His dick off. Yeah, it's like you demasculinize him on every level. Like, and this is why you see these TikToks, right? You see these TikToks. Me and my man went on a break, got back together. He fucked 20 girls, and now he's crying because I went on a date. Yes, completely yes. Because the damage level is different. It's just a different thing. So you have to understand the paradigms. You have to understand to play the game. And that's how you make men happy. And I know very well how I like to believe that I would know very well how to make a woman happy. And I know, and whether I do that or not is a conscious decision. And that's where you get to a certain level of grandmastery where if I get a woman, I will literally decide out of 10, how happy do I want her? Does she deserve to be happy 10? Or should I keep her like crying half the time? That it's very conscious. And women don't think that way. But I'm saying if you're a cunning woman, you can be like that. You could be a bit more like, you know what? I want him infatuated with me. This guy ain't worth the time. That guy I want. And then when you're going to do that, just like the game of chess, if you play chess, it's not big moves that make you lose. It's small positional plays. It's that time you argued about your favorite car. It's the time you disagreed with him about the favorite band. It's the dumb shit that adds up. Whereas really, truthfully, if you're truly smart about the game, you can get him to a point after a few months where he's like, she's my soulmate. She loves everything I love. We think the same. Our hearts are connected. Boom. And then you're safe. Just don't fuck it up from there. That's the game.
But I just feel like it's so contradicting to feel like what your overall message is, which is about truth. So it's like if my truth, like if it can be destroyed by the truth, it should be destroyed by the truth. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like why it's really mind-boggling to me, because I feel like how could you even be mentally, emotionally, sexually stimulated by a woman who is just agreeable and it just doesn't have her own mind.
Men don't complain about that. We do not complain about that. We don't complain about that. Y'all feel like that. We love that. It's not like we want you to just be like a toy in that bed. No, it's not like that.
I just don't see that.
That is exactly what every man wants. Oh. We don't want you to be complete robots. We're not saying we can't have a joke with you. We can't say we can't have a laugh with you. We're not saying you can't have a personality. But when it comes to things like agreement, there is not a single man in the world who's going to say she's too agreeable. She just agrees with me on it. She agrees with me on all the important things in my life. She's too agreeable. I want someone else. Fuck no. You're completely and utterly wrong on that point. It's a huge point. This idea that, I understand if you're a complete doormat and you set no standards, men might walk all over you. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about agreeability and agreeableness as a whole. Men love the idea of an agreeable woman because it gives status and it makes the man feel like he's a teacher and it makes the man feel in charge and it satisfies his ego. And to you, they may be small, little, tiny points, but to him, they're a big deal. If I were to sit, I'm telling you right now, if I were to sit with one of my chicks or whatever, or my chick, and I were to sit in the Lambo and say, Lambo's the best car of all of them. I prefer the Lambo. And she goes, I don't like that one. Da, da, da. I'm like, listen, I bought them all, and I fucking said this is the best one. Shut up. It would annoy me because that's my reality. I want her to become part of my reality. It's the thing. And you talk about truth. It's interesting because the truth of your heart and the truth of your soul is to be happy. That's truth. Truth is for you to end up happy. Now, if you have to sit there and agree on a, especially on a subject you don't give a fuck about, right? If it's something you care about and you are very knowledgeable about, if it's ancient Roman history and you have a degree in ancient Rome, then fine, argue the point. But if it's cars or something you don't even give a shit about,
Make it easy.
You're missing the chance to get points on the scoreboard, an easy free throw, and you're just fucking it up, going, why? What? The truth is just play the game and win. That's the truth.
Andrew could be the best female dating.
Or just learn a couple of words like how many talks, horsepower.
Yeah, just
throw some words in like how much horsepower has it got?
That's it.
Tate, with all due respect, not all men are like that. Some men respect a woman that has her own mind. I know you and the type of men that you're speaking on behalf of.
Let me tell you something.
Like a woman that
I understand.
will just be so agreeable to everything he says. But like I've dated men that just respect that I can make decisions and will actually
submissive women have their own mind.
Yeah, completely. That's the first
there's
point.
sometimes that he might be discussing stuff that he might want to be discussed.
Completely.
And there's sometimes we're like, shut the fuck up and let me say what I've got to say.
Yes, completely.
And maybe, I don't even believe in star signs, but my man's a Sagittarius. So all this illogical
we're
stuff
the
and
best.
feelings and emotions and no, you don't cry about shit. Shut up, get on with it. Your head's big, get on with it.
Completely. And submissive women have their own mind, but this is something else you have to take into consideration. And this is super important and super true. The reason a lot of women don't...
The lady in the middle, she's advertising. She want a man so bad. I can see she's advertising. She want a man so bad. But
truly understand a lot of things about relationships and how it works with men, etc. It's because men will lie to you. Men lie for the same reason you wear makeup. Because men fall in love with what they see. Men fall in love with what they see. And women fall in love with what they hear. So we will lie to you. So you'll go on a date with a guy and you'll sit there and say, I don't listen to no, I'm independent, da-da-da. And what's that man going to say?
Oh, I love that.
That's exactly the kind of woman I want. Come suck this.
Guys, stop lying, man. Stop.
It's a fucking lie. That is not what he wants. It's not what he wants. I'm telling you the truth of what he wants. Yeah, he can't be bothered to argue with you at dinner. Because he doesn't, and you know what? Most men aren't smooth enough to do it. I can sit with a chick and disagree with her and be funny enough and smart enough and charismatic enough and I'm high status enough and she respects me enough to listen. But if I'm just some normal dude and I start arguing with a chick, she's going to bounce on the dinner and say, fuck you.
Yeah.
See ya. So most dudes' mating strategy is just pure agreement. Yeah. Anything to get the puss because they're fucking dorks. That's fine. That's the truth, right? A real G will sit there and say, what do you mean? I don't want to hear this shit. I'm telling you the baseline of how men truly function. If I'm expected to fight and die to protect you, because that's what is expected of me by society and of you. You may think you don't expect that of me, but if we're walking down through London in the middle of the night and two guys come up with machetes, you're going to hide behind me, knowing I'm going to die because I can't win this fight. I'm expected to die to protect you. Well, then I expect you to agree with me. I'm not here to fucking die for somebody who disagrees with me on everything. That's not what I'm here to fucking...
Bro, we're going to leave it here. This video is too long. We're going to continue on. If y'all run this one up and then we might finish the other part. Y'all make sure y'all take this note, man. This is good for both females and men. It's not just for the guys. It's good for everybody. You guys make sure you guys listen. It's not just listening, but pay attention to the game that he's giving, bro. He got bars. They got bars. Like, I love it. I love it. I'm probably going to go take a nap because it's like 3:30 here right now. I'm going to take a nap And then maybe I get up tomorrow morning after you guys have seen this one. If you guys run it up, and then we can finish it. Because today, man, y'all keep staying safe out there.